Now, why would someone travel halfway across the world to jump in a cold lake and almost freeze to death? Well, it's my first trip to Canada in 6 years, and the way life is going, I'm not sure if this will be my last trip. So, while I would never normally think of swimming in a lake that registers a bone-chilling 7 degrees, I just might never get another opportunity to do something like this again. But truthfully, the real reason why I traveled to Canada was to have our new son meet the extended family and to catch up with some friends I hadn't seen in a really long time. When I arrived, Canada was going through a rare heat wave.
It's really hot.
So it seemed like perfect timing to pull off a silly idea of jumping in one of the coldest lakes in the world. The lake is called Lake Louise, and is considered the most beautiful and coldest lake in the world, with a water temperature around 7 degrees Celsius, fed directly from glaciers. It's situated in the heart of the Canadian Rocky Mountains, some 200 kilometers from Calgary. Now, what makes this lake so beautiful, and why does it have this color that can't really quite be described? Like, is it blue, green, aqua, turquoise? It's really hard to say. Well, its color comes from a really cool process that involves the glaciers and the mountains that surround it. It starts when glaciers rub against the rock of the mountain, grinding it down into dust, or what is called glacial flour. This flour is so fine that it doesn't sink and stay suspended in the water. Then the sunlight reflects off the rock particles suspended in the water, giving off blue and green wavelengths of light. Ultimately, what our eye sees is this vivid aquamarine hyper-saturated color that's just mesmerizing. Pretty neat, huh? Well, back to our story. I need to tell you how this almost didn't happen.
This has never happened before. This would be crazy if we make this flight. Final call. We're climbing onto the airplane as we speak. We're past check-in, and there it is.
After some visa troubles, I had made it on the international flight with just 1 minute to spare.
We're on the airplane. It's moving. This is awesome. Well, after 22 hours, we have arrived.
And I made it to Calgary, Alberta, the front door to the Rockies, safe and sound.
Man, 22 hours of travel, and it's been a mission.
Oh, a minivan. And with that, I headed west.
Hey, how's it going?
Now, in my rush to pack, I completely forgot the most important item for swimming, my shorts. Sometimes I really don't think things through. So I made a stop at the small mountain town named Banff and set out to find a pair of shorts.
We made it to Banff on Banff Ave. Cascade Mountain in the background, right down Main Street. How cool is that?
Another day, waking up in Banff here. Had to go out and buy myself some swimming shorts. First store, a miss.
Closed. Okay.
Store number 3, another miss. Store number 4.
After multiple failed attempts at finding the only essential piece of clothing needed for swimming, it looked like getting creative was going to be my only option. And I had to think fast, because I didn't have much time left if I was going to do this today. I continued my migration to Lake Louise, and then the mountain weather started doing mountain weather stuff. It started to get cloudy and then started just pouring rain. Looking out the window of the car, I'd spot the odd mountain poking through the clouds, only to show it was covered in fresh snow. And the temperature outside had now dropped down to 9 degrees. Any chance of that rare heat wave saving me was now completely gone. I finally arrived at the town of Lake Louise, and boy was I happy. The weather shifted again, and the sun came out. We're back, baby. But I still had to figure out what I was going to do about my swimming shorts. Going birthday suit was definitely a no-go. Plus, cold weather doesn't do a guy any favors when it comes to swimming. So skinny dipping, out of the question. In an attempt to get creative, I went through my luggage one more time and found I had packed a pair of hiking pants. You know, those ones with the handy zip-off pant legs. So with a simple hop, I had myself a pair of swimming shorts.
My new swimming shorts. We made it to the lake. However, in order to actually access the lake and stop, you have to buy yourself a pass. So
We're gonna do that next. Oh, wow. Look at that. We got the pass.
All right, well, we have just got to the lake and man, it's more beautiful than I ever thought.
Walking down to the lake, my head was buzzing. What does 7-degree water feel like? How long until I get hypothermia? Will I even be able to catch my breath? I had serious doubts turning back at this moment, as the dangers were getting very real.
All right, that's but nerve-wracking.
As I walked up to the lake, I got more and more nervous. Looking up the glaciers overhanging the lake reminded me of what this lake was made of.
No one's in the water. It's a glacier lake.
And then seeing no one in the water really made me question what I was about to do.
All right, well, we're just looking for a place that is a good spot to jump in the lake. Seems to be lots of trees and deadfall everywhere. I think we might have our spot. This looks pretty fine to me. Still nervous.
Yet, I eventually mustered up the courage to touch the water. And oh man, it was freezing.
Cold.
However, the sun was dropping and I had to act fast. So I went for it.
That was so cold. Oh, wow. Ah.
As I looked out the lake while getting dressed, the sun was fading and another dimension of color came from the water. I was witnessing something special unfold in front of my eyes. It was a moment of pure tranquility. I felt connected to nature, letting it affect me deep down in my core. Like literally, my core temperature was way down, full body shivering. Yet, I couldn't help but feel at peace and enjoy the moment.
Starting to get slightly hypothermic, but get back to the car, should be fine. Takes your breath away jumping in this glacier water. Well, I did it. Traveled 10,000 miles to jump in the coldest lake in Canada. Whew, what an experience this has been. All right, well, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.